De que maneira as ciências humanas podem nos ajudar a entender o impacto da tecnologia no mundo do trabalho do futuro? Bem, quem responde a essa pergunta é Melissa Nobles. Ela é reitora da Escola de Humanidades, Artes e Ciências Sociais do MIT. Hello, Melissa.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Well, how the studies of humanities can help us really understand the impact of technology in our private lives, in our work, in our society in the future?
True. So the humanities are really important when we think about the future. Technology is an important part of human life and it's changing the way we live and we work. But we all still want to remain human. And I think the humanities reminds us of how important it is to focus on what it means to be human, and that the machines are not running us. We create the machines, and we're making the machines part of our lives. The humanities reminds us of that. Another important thing that the humanities does is that it reminds us of empathy. Literature, the arts, music, all of those things are uniquely human activities that remind us about what it means to be human. And although machines can create art, all creativity in the end, even the machines themselves, come from the human mind.
So, do you think the robots, artificial intelligence, and all that might replace our jobs in most of automatic jobs of the human in the future, have already an impact in the way we relate in our work, in the environment of work? How do you think this impact can change the relation between people and work?
It's true. The world is certainly changing with computers, but in the past, industry changed the way humans worked and lived their lives. Computers in a certain way are as human life has always done. We've changed the way we organize our lives, and computers are now an important part of that. But machines or computers don't have to take over. We can use computers to help us do our work better, right? It's true that we may have to do different kinds of work, but I don't think that the future means no work. It just means different kinds of work. And the different kind of work that we will be doing will be more with computers, not less.
And you told in your speech, people must be bilingual now.
Yes.
What do you mean by being bilingual in the work of the future?
Exactly. So when I said the MIT is thinking about bilingual, when we typically think about someone being bilingual, we think they speak Portuguese and English, for example. But in the 21st century, bilingual will mean, do you understand computer science in a different discipline? In my case, it will be political science. There are lots of ways in which you can use computer science to understand elections and those kinds of things. So we imagine that computer science will be a part of all disciplines. And we can see it today. There is no part of human life where a computer isn't a part of it. But at the same time, we're still human. So we think you'll have to be bilingual in the future. Just to say, computer science for the 21st century will be what mathematics was for the 20th century.
And this will be for the young people. It's quite natural to be a computer expert.
Exactly.
But what will happen with the workers that will probably lose their jobs in the future because of machines and all these computer things? What do you think the social impact? Who will be responsible for that?
Exactly. It will no doubt be a big social impact. But I think what it will require is that we think differently about education. That education will be lifelong learning. That you'll never stop learning. And that humans will have to be able to do that. We're doing research at MIT to better understand how adults learn. And I think that the future will require that people will have to be open to retraining. But their employers, industry, and government will have to provide the resources for people to learn.
And what do you think about countries like Brazil that have developed to reach this point of reskilling people by companies, by government and all? What do you think Brazil should do to be able to help this work?
Sure. I think in Brazil and in nearly all countries of the world, there has to be some commitment to public education. All countries have a responsibility to educate their citizens and to provide the educations that they're going to need for the 21st century. I'm sure Brazil can do it. We just need the political commitment.
And MIT is trying to reach the best students all over the world by online open courses.
Exactly.
Would you like to talk a little about it and how Brazilians are doing this?
Exactly. So MIT has a strong commitment to democratizing education through digital online learning. And Brazilians are taking full advantage of that. We see it as an important way of a person making their own decision in their own lives to learn more. And they can do that by by taking classes online. So we see online learning as an important way of keeping lifelong learning going that I just described. You may not have to go to college, you may not be able to do these things, but you can get access to a computer and learn that way. So we see online education as an important part of democratizing education for all of the world. Everyone can get an MIT education or a piece of MIT through online learning.
And just to finish, when we talk about technology, what's the importance of ethics and social responsibility?
Everyone, all technology, because it will affect society, we must think about its ethical dimensions. We cannot create technologies that do not think about the bad sides of that technology. Ethics is an important way of judging what is right and what is wrong, and we're going to need that in the 21st century.
Thank you very much, Melissa.
Thank you.
E você acompanha aqui no Carreira em Destaque entrevistas com os principais especialistas da área de gestão e educação executiva.